say we're buying the Galaxie 500.
No, Gilda, you haven't been listening. Everything I've been saying to you adds up to the fact that Polara is the best buy.
Ford.
Polara.
Ford.
Polara.
Here now, you two shouldn't be fighting like this. Love, not fight.
And you stop infecting these young people with your ideas, you dirty old man.
Then how about infecting you?
You'll keep it to yourself, understand? Now, why don't you two tell me what the fight's all about?
Let me show you. Right over here is what the fight's all about. A Ford Galaxie 500, which I want, and the Dodge Polara, which he wants.
Right. Just take a look at the front ends. You'll see there's just no comparison. The Ford grille is framed by a brushed aluminum molding. Well, the grille itself is pretty thin and unprotected.
Yeah, bet I could push my finger.
You dum-dum.
But look how the grille in Polara is framed by a massive loop-type bumper. Rugged chrome steel all around. Puts an end to parking lot dings in front.
Are you saying I put the dings in our cars, you ding-a-ling?
No, Gilda, but somehow a lot of other people do. Polara also offers the Superlight as an option. Ford doesn't even offer such an option.
Okay. But look at the vinyl insert in the Galaxie side molding. That protects the doors in parking lots. And it's standard.
Right. But Polara has that as standard, too. Both the Galaxie and Polara have wheel lip moldings as standard, but Polara has the bright sill molding as standard, too. Ford doesn't offer that as standard unless you buy the LTD. And when it comes to tires, well, Ford is out of it. Polara has G78 by 15 tires as standard on the two-door hardtop and four-door sedan. H78 on the other models. Ford uses a tire one full size smaller as standard. F78 by 15.
I didn't know that.
Well, that can mean even more miles out of the standard fiberglass belted tires on Polara. Now, let's step back, and you can see just how much longer Polara is than Galaxie. It's a full 6.5 inches longer. That difference shows up in trunk room. Ford has 18 cubic feet of luggage space, but Polara has over 22 cubic feet. 4 cubic feet more for Polara.
I know how to count, Frank.
Lifting luggage in and out of the Polara trunk is a lot easier than getting it out of that deep hole in Galaxie's trunk. You have to lift the luggage almost a foot higher in Galaxie. Try it.
No thanks, Frank. I can see what you mean.
Back here you can see how Polara's big rear bumper surrounds and protects the taillights, and how much smaller Galaxie's rear bumper is. Another thing. Polara's gasoline fill pipe is behind the license plate, which means no hoses dragging over the paint and no gasoline stains on the fender. Galaxie's fill pipe is in the fender, where gasoline can stain the fender, and where the hose will be dragged across the deck, and where the nozzle will chip the paint.
Now, don't feel too bad, honey. If he's picking on you, I'll give him a good bonk or two.
No, it's all right. I just never noticed some of these things.
Right down here, you can see the new, bigger tires and the wider rear track of Polara. Ford claims to have a rear track that's 0.6 of an inch wider than Polara, but with Polara's bigger tires, let's see. From the outside edge of one rear tread to the outside edge of the other, Polara measures 70 inches. Ford also measures 70 inches. That's the advantage of Polara's larger tires.
So what?
Well, the wider the tread, the more stable the stance, and the better the ride.
All right, Smarty. For $19.70, Galaxie 500 gets the LTD Quiet Ride Package. You know that has to be a winner, right?
Wrong. Polara has an all-new ride for $19.72. Torsion Quiet Ride. All of the suspension elements are isolated from the body by thick, sound and shock-absorbent cushions of rubber. Quiet, smooth, comfortable. And, of course, Polara still has torsion air suspension. Torsion bars in front and leaf springs in the rear. Ford has coil springs all around, giving you a soft ride, but a ride that's not nearly as controllable on rough surfaces.
Ford has a 121-inch wheelbase for $19.70.
And Polara is 122 inches. Plus, Polara is over 6 inches longer overall.
Attaboy. Don't give her a point, boy.
That'll cost you another one of those points on your head, you old weasel.
Okay, so you win a few points. Now let's check the room. There I know I'll win.
Sorry, you lose again.
Let me hit him now, honey.
Not yet, not yet.
According to Automotive News Roominess Index, the Polara two-door hardtop has 4.2 inches more room than Galaxie. The Polara four-door hardtop has 4.5 inches more. And the Polara four-door sedan, 4.7 inches more room. In case you don't know, the Roominess Index is a total of seat height, front and rear headroom, legroom, and shoulder room. So, if it's room you want, room and comfort, Dodge Polara is a winner against all comers. And there's more.
Dearie, unless you like being a loser, you better let me take care of him.
Not yet.
Here, compare the rich-looking door panel of Polara with the relatively plain door panels on the Galaxie 500. And Polara's front door opens almost a half-foot wider to make it easier to get in and out.
I didn't know that either.
On Polara two-door models, the front seat back release can be pushed and the seat back moved forward with one hand. Ford's catch is lower and must be turned to release it, and that means it takes two hands to get the seat back forward to get out. Try that with your hands full. Here's another point. It takes over 5 turns of the window crank to lower the front door window in Galaxie. In Polara, it takes 1 full turn less. Behind the wheel, a lot of things show up. Ford's controls and instruments are driver-oriented, too driver-oriented. Were you ever busy driving and you wanted to change the radio station so you had the passenger do it for you?
Not you.
In Ford, there's just no way for the passenger to reach the radio without getting tangled up in the steering wheel or blocking the driver's vision. In Polara, it is easy for the passenger to operate the radio, the heater, and the air conditioner. Notice that Polara has gauges for fuel, alternator, and temperature. Ford has only a fuel gauge. The rest are warning lights. This is Polara's big glove compartment with positive action latch. Notice when the door is open, there are impressions in which cups can be placed. Way down there, virtually hidden unless you stand on your head, is Ford's very small glove compartment. The door is so small they didn't even bother with impressions for cups.
Well, you don't have to rub it in.
Go on, boy. Sock it to her.
You leave her alone.
Here is something that can give your leg a nasty crack. Galaxie's parking brake release lever. Compare how Polara has placed the parking brake release out of the way, but where it can still be easily reached. Even reaching the headlight switch is some kind of a problem in Galaxie. Compare that with the rocker type, easily reached and operated headlight switch in Polara. Now, where Galaxie has tried to hide the glove compartment and the headlight switch, Galaxie left its windshield wipers right out in the open.
Galaxie let it all hang out, right?
Polara, on the other hand, concealed its windshield wipers and made all the switches in the glove compartment easy to find.
So what about economy? Has that Polara of yours got a 6?
No, and who wants it or needs it? The standard 318 V8 averaged over 18.5 miles per gallon in the Union Pure Oil Performance Trials, and the 230 horsepower gives it plenty of zip. Sure, Ford offers 150 horsepower 240 Cube 6, which really isn't big enough for the Galaxie, which means it won't give good mileage. But to get a V8 in Galaxie is an extra cost option. And speaking of cost, compare the $3,672 for a Galaxie 500 V8 two-door hardtop equipped as shown with the $3,700.45 for a comparably equipped Polara two-door hardtop. And you can see that Polara is just $28.45 more than Galaxie. That $28 is one of the biggest bargains going. It buys a car that is bigger on the outside, bigger on the inside, with more trunk room, bigger tires, bigger bumpers, concealed windshield wipers, plus torsion quiet ride, which is the same as the Chrysler Imperial suspension system. Oh, and on Polara Custom and Monaco models, the 290 horsepower 383 two-barrel is standard. And if anyone, I mean anyone, wants to step up to more luxury, those are the cars that deliver. Polara Custom and the top-of-the-line Monaco. Big, beautiful, plush, the end of the line. There's really no point in thinking about anything beyond these cars. They have it all.
Okay, Frank, you win, and you were right. Just one thing.
What's that, honey?
Let's look at that Monaco before we decide.
Don't give in so easy, honey.
How can you fight a winner?
Right.
Not you. You are a loser. Well, Galaxie, like they say, that's the way the cookie crumbles. You're just a loser, too.